Good evening, everyone. Today is Saturday, 9th of January 2021, and today's topics is what podiatrists want to know about not CPD, CBD. Obviously, we have two distinguished colleagues of mine. They will explain how podiatry can benefit from using CBD products. And if you have any questions you want to ask, please do so, but you will need to ask on my Facebook because I am sharing with many groups, so I wouldn't able to see the other groups which I am sharing with. So hopefully any questions you want to find out about this product, hopefully they will try to answer as much as possibly they can. So again, before I start, if we make any mistake or in the heat of the moment we say something which, if it's something is not necessary or unnecessary, please forgive us. That's our disclaimer. Because it's live, we don't have script. When you don't have a script, you can say a lot of things, right? So therefore, a disclaimer is that please forgive us on that moment and don't harsh us too much. It's a nice education, well as understanding about these CBD products. So I would ask my two colleagues one by one to introduce themselves and a bit of background about themselves. So first of all, I'll go to Bilal Malik. If you could introduce yourself, your profession, who you are, and the CBD company behind.
Hi, yeah, my name's Bilal. I'm an independent pharmacist, independent prescribing pharmacist. I've been a pharmacist for about 12 years, worked in the community pharmacy in Coventry. And really, to be honest, got involved in CBD about 5 years ago and set this up for the betterment of our patients, really, so they could get a good quality CBD product. And that's it, really, to be honest. Keep it short and simple, and hopefully we'll answer more questions shortly.
Okay, now to Abid.
Podiatrist. Been a podiatrist for about 20 years, worked between NHS and private practice. Been involved mostly in orthopedic triage, so I've been around pain really a lot, foot, ankle pain, knee, lower limb stuff. Then, of course, working with other professionals in chronic pain management, orthopedics, anaesthetists and rheumatologists and the like. So I had a lot of involvement around chronic pain management, I like to think, seen a lot of it, and that's part of the reason why we got involved in the CBD market. It wasn't something we wanted to do specifically, just by default, really, because we didn't have a lot of people were asking about it. A lot of people were wanting to find out more about it and get hold of it. We wanted just to help people get the most reputable, most authentic stuff they could get hold of. So our journey led us that way, and as a result, we've now become the UK distributor of Sibdol.
Thank you. Before we go to the full program, a few more information. This is also been streaming live on YouTube, but for that purpose, unfortunately, it's under my name, So Muzmia. And if anybody want to again ask a question, it's a question and answer time, and in between we'll learn about the product. Please ask it on my Facebook page. So thank you. Now, Abid, today, as you know, we're going to talk about how CBD would help or benefit the podiatry or podiatrist, right? So first of all, before I go to you, I need to go to Bilal again to explain me what does CBD stand for and the bit of legality in the terms of sales and supply in the UK as a pharmacist point of view.
So CBD is a short term for the actual name of the molecule itself is called cannabidiol. Cannabidiol is a molecule, a compound, termed cannabinoids, which are found in the cannabis plant. There are hundreds of these compounds that are found in the cannabis plant, and basically, once extracted properly, without any of the harmful substances, you can reap the benefits from the product and given doses to human beings, maybe animals, and other uses as well, even topically, can be used to help the functions or the bodily functions which humans experience. The legality of CBD is basically it's not illegal. It can be illegal basically if, for example, the THC, which is another cannabinoid in the cannabis plant, is above a certain threshold. But however, if it meets the UK requirements, which we'll go through some other time, it will basically render it legal and can be sold as a food supplement, as long as it's not you're not claiming any benefit in terms of it's a cure for X, Y, and Z, and you do not misinform customers about saying that it will cure some thing. It is basically a legal product to take within the UK. Apart from that, the legalities in terms of in terms of selling, as long as you're not inferring that to a patient or to anybody that it's going to help you in a certain way in terms of cure, and mentioning that it's going to cure, you'll be totally fine. That's because basically when you claim cure for something, it has to have an MHRA license or a medicine. Unfortunately, it doesn't have that, so that's why it stands as a food supplement at the moment.
Thank you very much. Now to my pod friend, Mr. Abid. It's your show. Now I don't know where you're going to start.
So I suppose we'll start at the beginning. We just really wanted to start the conversation about this. It's been around a while and it's been in existence a long time, and I've been dealing with it with other hats on. But I've noted over the last few years that there's more and more questions popping up from podiatrists. So I thought, well, look, it's something that we've been involved in a while, something that hopefully we've got some knowledge about, and we thought now's the time to start sharing it. So here we are. Luckily, Mr. Amir has helped us out by giving us a platform to discuss this, and I know he likes to look at these sort of smaller, finer detail points. So it's been a great opportunity for us to come over here and discuss with you. So I'm hoping there'll be some questions for us this evening from podiatrists, because we've got Bilal, who's a very, very clever pharmacist. We call him the nutty professor of the CBD world. There's not much that he doesn't know, and in fact, there's so much to know about it. It's really a whole day's CPD program about CBD, if you will. But here we are to give you the basic ins and outs of it. So I'll probably talk to you initially about because people will, I'm sure every one of us out there knows somebody, a patient, a carer, a relative, a friend who's had it, who's taken it for 101 reasons. There's all sorts of information out there. For us, the point was that there was a lot of, when we started in this business, there was a lot of dodgy stuff out there. There's a lot of white labeling. It was difficult for people to get, good quality stuff. And that's what started us on this journey. We've now become the UK distributor of Sibdol products, one of the most respected companies out there. They've probably been around for 15, 16, 17 years. It's not something that we're producing our own or white labeling or manufacturing ourselves. We are here to represent Sibdol in the UK. They're based originally in Switzerland and between there and the Netherlands. So it's been a great privilege to work with them. They're a very, very clever bunch of people. And one of the reasons why we really like them is the amount of effort and time they spend on research and development, not only with their own product ranges, but they've done as much as they can do in the world of sort of research. So we have to be very, very careful, of course, what we purport. We cannot purport the medical benefits of CBD. People are taking it for all sorts of variety of medical reasons. And we could probably talk to you about the type of things people might take it for. Whether or not it helps is just an individual thing. Ultimately, it is much more or less like an antioxidant. You know, some research is there to say it's more powerful antioxidant effect than vitamin C or your vitamin E's and things like that. Then there's other people out there that take it for anxiety, depression, pain, inflammation, all sorts of things. We cannot say that that is what it helps for. We're just here to, you know, supply good quality stuff that people can trust. You know, most medical professionals that I'm aware of that would recommend CBD, and of course they'll be medical professionals, you know, would usually go for Sibdol because it's got a very, very good reputation. So hopefully, if you know, if people want to look around, you know, we're here to let you know that Sibdol is one of the better companies to look at. You can get it directly from them, or you can get it via ourselves. And the market has changed a lot. There's a lot of new providers out there. A lot of providers have stopped, companies have stopped, and in future there's going to be new legislation to tighten up legal issues around it, because of course it was a bit of a cowboy sort of show at one point, but it's becoming much more legitimate. So there's new legislation coming. It's been delayed a few times now because of COVID, of course, over the last year or so. Novel Foods is about to approach, and that legislation there will mean that you cannot any longer produce and sell the organic CBD molecule. You have to do a synthetic version. So of course there's implications there across the whole pharmaceutical market. You know, it's going to become much more pharmaceutical. One of the reasons why we went with Sibdol is because it does look, appear, and seem much more pharmaceutical. If I show you a product, you know, that looks, you know, very, very different to the stuff you might have seen people buying from, I don't know, Holland and Barrett's and places like that. You know, it's very, very poor quality stuff. So if you really want people to have something decent that may or may not give them some effect or benefit, then you're going to be really careful to recommend the right sort of stuff or know a little bit about it. And that's what these programs are for. So what I'll do, I think, at the minute, I mean, there's all sorts of things in the product ranges now with CBD in them. You know, they're being impregnated into CBD's been impregnated into bath bombs. It's been impregnated into tampons. It's in tea, coffee, sugar. You name it. It seems to be the you know, the fashionable, trendy thing. You can vape it. Yeah, you can smoke it. You can vape it. Yeah, that's legal too. You know, like Bilal said, the whole issue around it is hemp and cannabis, and whether or not there's a certain amount of THC in there, because of course we don't want to get you high, and nothing in the CBD market, or the legitimate side of the market, should have any kind of. So for our products have less than 0.001% of THC in there. I think the UK law is if it's anything over 0.02% of THC content, then it's illegal. Yeah, so there's very, very fine margin. You know, 0.0002 is, you know, but when you the point is, when you're trying to manufacture and process this stuff, you can never ever guarantee you can get 100% of this, you know, the molecules out of there. So there's always going to be some trace element left over, and that can't be helped. As long as that trace element isn't over that amount, then it's legal and legit as far as you can sell it and recommend it. But the point is that you know, we can't purport.
We already have one question, Abid. Hi, it's Serene there. How can we recommend if we cannot mention therapeutic use or effect?
Yeah, so it is tricky. It is tricky stuff. You know, you can. What's the easy way to answer that? There's no simple, straightforward way.
I can answer that, because obviously we have a lot of queries in the pharmacy and stuff, and even when I ran doing some private work, 90% of the clients actually knew about CBD already, because obviously if they're coming for alternative therapies and stuff like that, the people are not stupid. They've done some research and heard about it and stuff like that. So when it's on the shelf, something, and you know, they know what it is. When you recommend it, what you're going to recommend is the quality of the product, because what the problem is that a lot of the products that are available, they say that it's 10% in there and it's unadulterated and all the rest of it, and it's quite a lot of the time is lies, basically. We've had people that have said that it's 5% and there's actually 1% CBD in there, if you get what I mean. Because you're getting a quality product, what you'll see is basically that the clients would receive some type of benefit from it, whether they're taking it as a food supplement or not. So you'll need to recommend it in a way that you're not saying it's going to cure, but you can use it as a food to help your general well-being and health.
So
And
can we
yeah,
use,
or I usually say something like it. This may be helpful. It may
can
not.
we use the terminology that it's going to be helpful? Can we use that word?
okay,
It
I'll
will be
explain
helpful.
to you. So one of the theories of CBD, there's many theories of how CBD works. So one of the theories of CBD is basically the endocannabinoid system basically allows the body, regulates the body's hormones. Now, how the body works in numerous ways, basically. And what CBD does is basically, say there's an imbalance. So for example, your thyroid hormones are out or whatever it is, yeah. And one of the ways that some of the scientists have tried to describe the way it works is actually bring all of these hormones back into balance. Yep. So when these hormones go back into balance, this is where the benefits coming from. So they'll say that the insulin levels are getting better when they're diabetic, or they're saying that basically that, your depression, because a lot of, if you talk about medicines that are used for depression, anxiety, all they do is chemical balances in the brain. CBD is all good. If it's actually bringing your body into a balance, then obviously it's going to help with all the other things that we mentioned.
Bilal, I understand that, but this podiatrist question is, how can we, if we cannot mention the use of effect or therapeutic effect, how can we say to the patient, or when we're giving out to the patient, can we use the term it would help? So can we use that terminology? That's what her answer is. How can
it could be useful, yeah, and it's up to the patient. You've got to direct the patient or the individual to research and look into things themselves, really. So for most people, I'll say to them, look, there may be some benefit using this for your condition. I can't say there is or there isn't, but if you go to Google and have a look at the evidence and the research that is available around it,
just a fine line that we don't want to get into trouble for, as a professional. So we have to use those fine lines.
Yeah, you just got to be, a little bit careful around it.
Okay.
I mean, part of the problem I've found with people is, what dosage do you give them? Which product to recommend, and where do you start with it? Also, just so let me run through this very quickly for people. It can start as low as 2.5%. Okay, which is how many milligrams does that? 2,500.
Oh no, 250 milligrams.
Sorry, 250 milligrams. Okay, and then it can go up to as high as 40%, which is how many milligrams, Bilal?
4,000.
Thank you. Yeah,
What's the difference?
I've seen 50%, but it's very rare to see anything higher than that.
What's the difference between, say, 5 milligram and 5% and 10%? Is it the strength? What is it? I'm confused. What is 5% and what is 10%? Is it the actual CBD inside the oil?
Yeah,
or what is it?
It is. So basically, the oil's 10 mil, and inside the 10 mil, you've actually got 5% means 5% means it's 5 grams in 100 mil. If you get what I mean. Yeah.
So that is the actual CBD.
Yeah, per 100 mil. So
per 100 mil.
Measurement is a measurement. So when you scale it down to 10 mil, it's going to be 500 milligrams.
Yeah.
You get what I mean? So because of that, that's telling you things. So for example, if you take 1 drop of the 10%, is equivalent to 2 drops of the 5%. Okay. So that's how the strength works. Is basically so 1 drop of the 10%. 1 drop of the 40% is 4 drops of the 10%.
Another fantastic question. Thank you, Serene. I hope people, it's your day today. Ask the question. Here's 2 gentlemen, highly intellectual gentlemen who can answer these questions, right? Can we legally advertise supplying it by our social media?
Yes, technically you can. There's no restriction on it. However, some of the social media sites have some unknown restrictions around advertising and marketing. So it's a bit of a, you just have to try it and see. Some people seem to be marketing it with ease, without any difficulty whatsoever, and others. And again, it just depends on what you're saying and not saying. So if you're just advertising the product, I mean, we do. If you go to our social media on Instagram and whatnot, it's all there, and there's a lot of international traffic about it. We just can't be putting up slides saying, want to cure your headache, CBD as an example. I'm not telling anybody that that's what it is, but just as an example, if you want to cure a headache, buy CBD. You can't do that, but you could put a tile on saying 5%, Sibdol is here or something like that, and that's fine. You just can't attach medical or purport medical benefits to it too.
Okay, so there you go. We've discussed a bit of. Thank you. She said thank you.
Thanks, Reen. Thanks for your questions. Much appreciated.
I have a burning questions. Can I give 10 or 20% CBD oil, or can I send it to my ristidar in Bangladesh? What is in Bangladesh or India, Pakistan about CBD? Are the CBD or product legal or illegal, or you have no idea?
As far as
every country in the world is different, every single one. As far as I'm aware, I don't think there's any restriction in Pakistan. We have sent some of our customers in Bangladesh CBD.
Okay.
One posted, so it's it doesn't see. Anyway, you have to Google it, and it's constantly changing. The law and legalities around it is constantly changing and evolving, and every country is different. So before we supply, we just look into it and check, but it's different and varied.
Okay, one more question then I have. Do you have cream version?
Yes, very exciting creams, and so these I can tell you.
How long it took you to get that product?
Which one?
Tell them the cream.
The
cream
psoriasis.
No.
Foot cream. Yes. Yeah. Have a look at this stuff. Yeah.
How long it took you? If you could tell them how long.
2 years, 2.5 years before this arrived.
The podiatrist needs to know it wasn't easy to bring that.
It's not an easy journey. Definitely not easy to do. Excitingly, I can tell you we have some creams that are these are class 1 medical devices. Okay, and these are creams for psoriasis. Hope you can see it. Eczema, psoriasis, and acne.
What is the name? Okay.
Medical device class 1. So we've Axidol, Storidol.
So I've got that. So this is, it's called Storidol. So this is classed as medical device.
Yeah, yes. Let me stop you there. Not here in the UK.
In Europe.
In Europe. Okay, so in Europe. Okay.
Yeah.
Whether we're part of it or not anymore, I can't even figure out. It's Brexit and all that. Here's a hand cream just to show you. Recently, this summertime, they released a nasal spray with CBD in it. Yeah, and now there's a whole beauty. I mean, this is a very exciting one. Also, this is a heating balm, which you can see it's got 52 milligrams.
That would be very good for helpful for currently, as you know, with the winter. I see a lot of chilblain. Would that?
Like just a rub-on heat balm. So you nice and
chilblain. If you look at the chilblain medication, it's just a heat or it's warming balm. So is that what? All I'm trying to help you. Would that help the chilblain or cold foot?
Yeah, I think it's more for muscular aches and pains. So I'm not sure about the chilblain thing, to be honest. We just have to try and see.
Cold foot.
Not tried it for that. It's more for it's like a deep, like a deep heat or like a Ralgex or that type of product. So maybe it could. I don't know. We have to think about that and try it out.
What you would recommend for muscular pain? Say somebody who's got muscular pain of the lower limb.
So I think for a general adult, there's no point starting with anything less than 5%. That's the absolute minimum. And then I think a lot of it goes on whatever you think here, Bilal, age, height and size of the patient. So the minimum for a small average 65, 70 kilo patient, they need to start at least a 5%. I think preferably, you need 10%, 1,000 milligram stuff. And then people who really have issues that want to see if it helps them or not, we'll usually go to the higher percentages, 15, 20%. It's very rare to see anybody on 40% unless they're, really got very, very little options left in life, perhaps, because it can be very expensive too.
The foot cream you mentioned, is it a general purpose use, or what can it be used for? Is there any?
Yeah, it's a general foot cream, so I'm not sure. It's not got any urea in it, so it's not going to help with your calluses. But it's very smooth, it's soothing and relaxing. If I've tried it myself, it's very good quality stuff, and it helps to soothe and reduce discomfort, I suppose.
Help with psoriasis, what effect should patients see?
Well, we've actually trialed this stuff quite a lot, haven't we, Bilal? We've seen a lot of patients with skin disorders, and there seem to be.
It actually helps with it. I've actually seen people.
Yeah, I've seen really good results, honestly, with the cream stuff.
I've been using Dermavate, Humavate, all sorts of topical steroids and stuff like that.
Bear in mind, I mean, according to the research, there's a mild anti-inflammatory effect in it. Yeah, and we've got to look at this, and this is something we want to do, Bilal. And part of the reason why we're here is really to look at the evidence and the research that's available and out there, and that's what we're planning on doing over coming programs, is to go through what actually research is there and what's not. We don't want to just be talking a load of poo-poo. We want to be talking some legitimate stuff. So we'll be going through that.
How quickly half an hour goes? We only got 4 minutes left. Right?
So quick.
So, Bilal, as a pharmacist point of view, how I'm sure you dish this out a lot. What the outcome you are getting from the patient?
It varies really. To be honest, I've had patients that have had effects straight away after taking first dose, 2 or 3 doses. I've had patients that have not seen any effects at all. Yep. Again, it's individual. It's not going to work for everybody. I've had people that had effects 2-3 weeks later as well. So it's best to keep going, even though you're not taking it, because it's actually healthy for you. So you keep taking it and then see if you get an effect. I've had people who have had psoriasis, eczema, other acne, and it's disappeared totally and really severe. I've had people who are having 50 seizures a day, and they've stopped having seizures, from epilepsy, all the crazy stuff.
Excellent. So last, final question to Abid. How can they have, how would the podiatrist, can you supply them direct yourself, or can they become agent if they wanted to?
Yeah, we can now. I mean, we supply. We don't supply to the consumer or the individual. We can supply to retailers and wholesalers. So we're really mainly supplying at the moment. For the last few years, we've been supplying to the pharmacy sector, trying to legitimize and help pharmacists to get that in place. And it doesn't look. There's not cannabis plants and leaves all over it. It looks very pharmaceutical. That's why it's worked well in pharmacy for us. By the way, there's CBG and CBN oils now. There's all sorts to talk about. There's so much stuff. But no, we are here for distributor and retailer inquiries, really. So if you're a clinic or a practice and you're interested, or if you're a wholesale supplier to a podiatry market and you want to talk about it.
As a podiatrist, they can directly buy from you. And if they want to become a distributor, and they can also retail to other podiatrists if they wish.
Yeah. There's options there. Yeah.
So the contact is there. It's cbdchem.co.uk. Right.
We will be soon delivering a CPD course about CBD, which will give you 5 credits. We're just getting that approved and whatnot, and getting it put through. So we'll have a full course. But we're going to keep talking. We're going to keep talking with Somas here, and we're going to keep talking on our own channel at cbdchem.co.uk as much as we can.
You mentioned rebalancing hormone effect, etc. Would you say it's like rebalancing endocrine systems? I am just trying to simplify it for myself, Ta.
So it's all the systems. So the endocannabinoid system basically works on it helps regulate almost everything in the body in terms of hormones, secretions, and stuff like that. Endocrine is one of those that help with secretions of a lot of hormones. And so basically it helps rebalance. So if something's out, so it helps it secrete. Say if it's secreting more, secreting less. So what it'll do is bring the one down and the other one up, and then rebalance it how it's meant to be in the body normally. And that's one of the theories. I'm not saying that that's gospel, because it's still there's still a lot of research, and there should be one episode about all the different ways that CBD actually works, because there's about probably 6-7 different theories.
Thank you, both of you. And if any healthcare professionals or podiatrists want to directly speak to one of them, by all means, go to cbdchem.co.uk. You'll find their number, and I'm sure Abid can directly explain you something offline, and any other information you want regarding what is CBD, how can it help your practice. And like as I said, they are introducing shortly a unique CPD, continual professional development program and education, how CBD can help yourself, your patient, and bit of marketing in that aspect. In a legal term, within our scope of practice, it's coming up. So watch that channel and their channel, and hopefully all these questions, any questions, burning question you have, I'm sure they will answer it for you. Thank you, both of you, again.
Thank you so much. Always a pleasure.
And hopefully next time, maybe next week, we may come back again with another subject. Thank you. Bye-bye, everyone.
Thanks so much.
If we have said something or we didn't we don't want to misrepresent anything, please forgive us, and thank you. Again, thank you very much, Serene. You are the only one today who asked this question. You're brave enough.
Thank you for your questions.
Okay,
Much appreciated.
Thank you, everyone, and stay safe. Bye.
See you next time. Thanks.